So, welcome, gated up area where your favorite attraction used to be. And welcome to our favorite and least favorite of Walt Disney World. I'm Andy from the Geek Salad Podcast.
I'm Mike from the Geek Salad Podcast.
Juli?
Oh, I'm Juli from the One Little Spice Podcast.
And I'm Jonna from the No Podcast, but coming to you from Anaheim, California.
Home of
it all evens out then. Yeah, it all evens out.
We get California, we get podcasts.
Yeah. So anyway, this week we have moved on. Last time we did Animal Kingdom. This time we're starting with Disney's Hollywood Studios. And not so much the worst, but our least favorite things about Disney Hollywood Studios.
No longer MGM.
We'll continually call MGM throughout this entire thing.
MGM.
Yeah. Right here. Hollywood Studios. Hello.
Hello. Is that what we're doing?
I'll also point out, too, I'm wearing my Indiana Jones shirt. It's like the one souvenir I bought from Hollywood Studios.
I've been in the Indiana Stunt Show twice.
What's that? You've been in it twice?
Yep.
I've been in it once. That's
how
my
fluffy pink Mickey ears. Yeah. Both times.
A friend of mine had tried doing it like 3 or 4 times, and then I posted a picture of me with a turban on, and he threatened. He wished lice upon me.
And my brother-in-law did it.
Very fitting for Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
my brother-in-law was chosen to. He did the death scenes.
Oh, he did.
Was.
I'm jealous.
I was there, right?
I think so.
I think I remember that. That's when I met them.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, when I go next year, I hope to do it again.
Good luck.
Yes. Thank
May
you.
the odds be ever in your favor.
Wrong franchise.
Wrong universe.
Yep. Doesn't have an amusement park theme yet. Maybe King's Dominion.
Have you seen the memes that's like, take me to Disney, take me to Harry Potter worlds, take me to all these like Star Wars universe, and then it's like Hunger Games? No, thank you.
We'll pass.
Hard pass.
Just like King's Dominion. Dominion. So anyway, we are talking about our least favorite things about Disney Hollywood Studios. We'll start with attractions. Mike? What's your least favorite attraction in Hollywood Studios?
This is purely personal preference. It's just because I don't like thrill rides. It is Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Because I don't like zero gravity. Thank you very much.
What about negative gravity?
That's what I'm talking about. Because it pulls you down faster than gravity would drop you. I know that because of Jonna. Thank you very much. So if you're not built it in, you do hit the ceiling.
Yes, or if you are one of the stupid people who pulls the belt over enough that there's too much slack and then hides the rest under your legs so that you can get more hang time, and instead you clonk your head.
Ooh.
Again, she would know that.
Yes, we've gotten a few accident reports.
Guardians of the Galaxy ride, aka Old Tower of Terror.
But yeah, again, purely personal preference, just because I don't like that type of ride.
Cut him a break.
What fun do you like?
For me, this is going to sound very lame, but I'm just not wild about, aside from Star Tours itself, the Star Wars stuff that's going on there. It's like a museum display more than anything else.
Oh,
I took so many pictures when I was there. Oh, it was glorious. It was just heaven.
The hangar bay.
Is that where they have the like photo pass with Chewbacca and R2D? No.
It's okay, but it didn't knock my socks off. And frankly, I wanted my socks knocked off.
all the art was incredible. We actually snuck in on a tour that was going on, so we heard a lot of like awesome, really fun facts about the movies that we probably shouldn't have been hearing because we didn't pay extra money for, but we got some cool little tidbits there.
I like the actual exhibit, but we went to go see the film that precedes it, and
we skipped that.
Scarlett has never done this ever in any movie. She tugs on my shirt and goes, "Daddy, this is boring." Well, it was just
She's
like
seen the Star Wars movies, though, right? And they're not boring to her, right?
It's not the Star Wars movies that are boring, but watching J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson, and I think I want to say Gareth Edwards is still in the interview thing because he was still attached to episode 9 at the time.
Gareth Edwards did Rogue One.
Huh?
Gareth Edwards.
Colin Trevorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. The guy who was going to direct that. Yeah, Gareth Edwards. But it was just like a lot of, what does Star Wars mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter's like, it means to me that my dad loves it and wants to show it to me. But the it is awesome.
I gotta say, I like we talked about last time about like good, cast member experiences. I had a really great cast member experience thanks in the hangar bay, actually outside the hangar bay. There was like nobody aligned, but I was just like looking over at all the artwork that they had, like all the McQuarrie artwork along the waiting line. Yeah, it was completely empty, but one of the cast members saw me looking over there. He was like, "You want to go and have a closer look?" I'm like, "Yeah." So they opened the chain, let me walk through and just spend my time just walking around all the McQuarrie artwork, taking pictures and just looking at all of it.
We were late for a lunch reservation at Sci-Fi Diner, so we like kind of had to blow through that whole thing, which
Ooh, sorry.
Always next time. So, Julie, what's your least favorite?
So I only say Star Tours because I can't enjoy it because I get insanely nauseous on it.
I knew this was going to come up because I listened to your latest show.
Listened to week 3 podcast and I talked about it. Yeah, we sat in this little chair outside of it for 45 minutes afterwards and about 3 minutes in, or not even because the ride isn't that long, but I almost immediately closed my eyes in the ride and still got ridiculously nauseous. And it was so disappointing because I'm such a huge Star Wars fan that I couldn't even enjoy it.
Ooh,
I took my mom on that when we went to Disneyland most recently, and she had pretty much exactly the same reaction. So don't feel bad. It's a thing.
Well, because I remember, Mike, when we were down there, you and Maddie, I think, went on it, and I was like, nope, I'm going to tap out. I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I can do the motion. And it turns out when I tried it, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Wow. So far, the common theme is that we each have chosen something that is someone else's favorite thing. So, Andy, you're up next.
What do you got?
That's a tough one because when I went, pretty much the majority of the park had been shut down at that point. So it's tough for me to say what was my least favorite attraction. And it's tough because, again, Great Movie Ride was closed. Like, they were closed for like an hour, so we couldn't go do that. Now we'll never go do it. Star Tours was great.
August 19th was its last day.
Yeah.
Pour one out.
I think if I had to pick anything attraction-wise, it's not so much a bad attraction or thereof a lack of an attraction. Hollywood Studios have a focal point. It doesn't have Spaceship Earth. It doesn't have Cinderella's Castle. It doesn't have the tree. It is this area. We get a picture taken in front of a boat.
Well, so I like the pictures in front of Tower of Terror. And I really liked when they took out the Phantasmic Sorcerer and Mickey hat and you could see it opened up to like the Chinese theater.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Until it wasn't. Because they put up the whole, and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of the Star Wars show. I sat at the Brown Derby drinking probably way too many drinks with the perfect view of this show. I saw it twice. I geeked out both times. It was incredible, but it when the show's not going on, it's just kind of this like giant boring
area
of screens.
Yeah, and that was one thing actually that drove me nuts about Fantasmic. We fast passed Fantasmic, so we had nice seats, and I made my feelings known about the music of Fantasmic, and I agree with everybody. It needs a retool. The issue is that they run the Star Wars fireworks on top of Fantasmic. So as you're getting ready to leave Fantasmic, they've already started the Star Wars fireworks. So we caught it like halfway through.
Ooh, that's bad timing.
Are they still doing that, Julie? Do you know, or?
I haven't seen either. I think the first time I saw Fantasmic was with Mike.
All right.
You wouldn't surprise me at all because here when they do Fantasmic, it is going neck and neck with the regular fireworks. That's just kind of the way it always is. Even though the park may stay open then until midnight, they're still doing those two right cheek to jowl.
Yeah, don't they do like Fantasmic, and then like they have like a 15-minute break, and then they have the regular fireworks, don't they?
It's not even that long. You just there's no way you could do both.
Right.
In the same day. No way.
We were leaving the Fantasmic Pavilion, which is a beautiful space. I don't know what else they use that thing for, but
I've only ever seen it at night. I really want to see it during the day.
Well, you can't because they have it closed. That's the only reason for that stage is Fantasmic. It's the only reason they open it.
No, but it would be nice to just see it.
But we were leaving that pavilion, and I could hear Star Wars music, and I could see the fireworks, and I'm like, "Oh, come on!" I grabbed my wife's hand, like, "We gotta go see this now."
Actually, it kind of bugs me the fact that they force you out of Fantasmic along that like backstage route until like you get right to the entrance, so that they're pretty much telling you, "Okay, yeah, you saw Fantasmic, get out."
Well, that's how it used to be. That used to close the park before there was any other show. So that's what it was. They were ushering people out of the park because the park was closing.
Right. Now they're moving everybody into a bottleneck right in front of the Chinese theater for those fireworks and then telling everybody to get out.
Well, we kind of drifted into just general things we don't like now, didn't we?
Yeah. All right. And I've got other things about that too. All right. Julie, least favorite eatery.
Ooh. That like Sunset cafeteria kind of area by Tower of Terror.
Oh yeah.
Like
Sunset Boulevard or something like that. Is it Garden Market?
Yes. And so the little market is where we usually pick up water and a giant pickle. But the actual quick service that they have over there is just very generic.
Yeah.
Oh, and the what's the pizza restaurant?
Rizzo's?
Yeah. Pizza Rizzo's. Everybody is in love with it. And I've seen pictures and the pizzas just look like crap.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure Andy will get into that.
But yeah, so I'd have to say those two are probably my least favorite. And Sunset, they did have like some good options, but I feel like you got to be in the mood for a specific thing. And it was like your basic like run-of-the-mill cheeseburger with lettuce and tomato, and then I think they had some like barbecue stuff. I don't know. We walked by it; it smelled good, but none of the options really seemed that appetizing to us.
Mostly forgettable.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've eaten there a couple of times, haven't we, Jonna?
We have, and again, mostly forgettable.
Yeah.
All right, Jonna, what about you? Least favorite eatery?
I'm sorry?
Least favorite eatery?
For me, and it pains me to say this, Mama Melrose's Ristorante Italiano. And I say that not because I didn't have some good things there, but because there was a lack of consistency. Mike and I went there and we had their Fantasmic dining package where you get to pick a appetizer, an entree, and then they did a dessert trio to split. And the appetizer really surprised me by how good it was because I ordered the fried calamari, which is usually fraught with peril because 30 seconds one way or the other and you have a mouthful of rubber bands. And it came out and it was really good. And I was thinking, this is wonderful. And then I got my entree and I got the cioppino, which for anyone who's not familiar with it, shrimp, mussels, calamari, the fish of the day. And it's all in this seafood tomato sauce over pasta. And I got the mouthful of rubber bands that I'd been fearing when I ordered the fried calamari appetizer because the calamari in the cioppino was so overdone. So it's the inconsistency more than anything else. I wanted to like it, but when your whole entree is like chewing on a mouthful of rubber, it loses it.
No, I gotta say, when Mike and I ate there for the Phantasmic package, I thought it was really good. What did I get? I got a caprese salad as an appetizer, and then this like macaroni and cheese dish for like the course, and it was just very flavorful and really good. But again, I didn't do any of the seafood there, so.
Yeah, I knew it was a gamble because when you're ordering calamari, it's always a gamble. And when it hits really big. And if it doesn't,
I really like Mama Melrose's, but I do kind of agree about the consistency. Like I usually have the, when I do the Phantasmic Diamond package, which why wouldn't you? Because it just makes so much sense. I usually go for the New York strip steak and like a penne pasta with like a cheese sauce.
Yeah. And
most of the time it's great, but one time a couple of years ago I had it and maybe it was just me and just maybe I was getting sick or something, but it did not sit well at all. I honestly, I think it might have been me because my stomach wasn't all that great that day, but it didn't sit well at all.
And you didn't even go on Tower of Terror first.
Oh, no.
I have definitely heard consistency issues with Mama Melrose. One of the Disney casts I listened to was really, really like you got to know there are good things there, and that's all you can order. So like non-seafood is usually pretty safe, because it's kind of hard to screw up a chicken parm. That's a lie. It isn't entirely possible to screw up a chicken parm, but
it's very, very possible to screw up a chicken parm.
I've screwed up many in my life. I'm well aware. So
I know lots of restaurants where it just kind of tastes like everything's water.
So,
Mike, did you actually pick one, or is Mama Melrose on your list for the?
Oh, no. Mama Melrose was kind of on my best list, but no. I do have a pick. Hollywood and Vine.
Okay, nope, I can agree with that one.
All right.
It is. I think it's the only buffet eatery at Hollywood Studios.
It's the only character. I think it's the only character dining there too, right?
It's cute because it's like Disney Junior characters like Doc McStuffins and Jake the Neverland Pirate.
Yeah, well, I ordered the lunch buffet there, and there was when I made that reservation, nowhere on that reservation form did it tell me that there would be characters I have no idea who the hell they are walking around, and I'd just be like sitting there with my plates, hoping and against hope that they would not come to my table. I was like, there's a guy with like a pirate scarf on his head.
That's Jake from Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Now you know who that is.
I don't care.
Doc McStuffins, did she have a little stethoscope?
Oh, yeah. There was that one, too. I had a very bad experience with a character dining experience that I'm going to talk about in about 2 weeks. But yeah, I was not aware that this was a character dining experience, and so I was just sitting there. Don't come, please don't come.
Where else did you have a bad character experience?
Epcot. We will get to that. Do you not worry about that.
As long as you're not going to say the Crystal Palace, because that one was amazing.
No, that one was amazing. Yeah. But also, I mean, beyond just the surprise of the character dining, it's a buffet, but it's like everyday food. It's nothing. It's like macaroni and cheese, and it's like a 50s diner type food. I mean, the only thing good part was the dessert. Beyond that, it was completely unremarkable.
You just hear my computer ding. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's fine.
All right.
I couldn't hear it over Andy coughing.
Sorry. Allergies, parte tres.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough for me to say because I don't have a lot of dining experiences at Hollywood studios other than like a couple of snacks and Sci-Fi Diner. I mean, everything I have heard kind of falls in with Mike says. I've heard Hollywood and Vine referred to as Hollywood and Slime.
I wouldn't say it's that bad, but
it's just there, and I'm hoping that when they open up Woody's Lunchbox, or I'm sorry, Andy's Lunchbox, Julie.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. When they open that up, that's going to be a really good dining experience. I like what I've seen so far on the menu. Again, we need those damn toys. I want to take a ride on the vampire train.
That's a werewolf.
Yeah, I know that. You didn't see that? Did you ever see the Small Fry short from Toy Story?
No. Did you post the video or just a GIF on my?
I just posted the GIF of Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ Blue Jay, Queen Neptuna. The list goes on and on. Oh, Condor Man. They actually had a figure with the long stretch limo and Condor Man. Your Disney deep cut.
Oh yeah, deep cut.
Yeah. I do want to talk real quick though, because Mike had mentioned I wanted to talk about this. In general, pizza at Disney World, probably not a good idea unless you're getting it in the Italian pavilion in Italy.
I was gonna say I hear they have good pizza there. Oh, no, good pizza at our resort. Sorry, just got really excited about that.
That's okay.
You brought up pizza, so I'm bringing it up. So we always get in really late, and we stay at the All-Star Sports. And so we always get in really late, and everything else is closed for food. So we get their veggie pizza.
Okay.
And there's just something about it, and I don't know if it's just like, woo, we just got to Disney and we're riding that high that it's so good. But they like chop up all the vegetables really, really fine and really, really tiny, and then just like smother the pizza in it.
Oh.
And it's really, really good.
Okay.
Is there broccoli on that? My
no,
inside out half wants to know if there's broccoli on that pizza, because broccoli pizza is sadness.
No, it's just peppers and onions, I think.
Okay. Congratulations, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza. I got the finger down with that and everything. Yeah, we've only had one pizza. I had one pizza at Disney. It was at Port Orleans Riverside. Incidentally, after Autumn and I had gotten back from Hollywood Studios, because 10 o'clock, get the hell out of the park. And there was really nothing else to eat. We went to their cafeteria, and it was like just slab of dough. Here is mozzarella. Here is basil. Please enjoy.
Well, that's because you got pizza at the New Orleans themed hotel. I mean,
Yeah, not the one that has the beignets.
Yeah, that's the Port Orleans, right?
That's French Quarter, yeah. But yeah, no, it's just like Rizzo's. Just doesn't look like their pizzas don't look appetizing. Their pizzas look like something like a DiGiorno.
See, I really like DiGiorno pizza.
Right. I'm just saying they look like it. I don't know if they taste like it or not. Don't shame me.
I think his point is it's pizza. You're at Disney. You can have bigger and better things than pizza.
Well, that's how I feel about places like the Dockside Diner, and like Julie mentioned, it's stuff that you could get anywhere. So either it's forgettable at best, and if it's worse than that,
And sometimes there are certain things you have to do because it's Disney, like the Disney pretzel. Like you can get pretzel,
Yeah.
but it's just there are certain things that you have to do, even though you can get them everywhere. But
Right.
as far as pizzas,
Sometimes you'd prefer to go do the snack thing though more than go to the restaurant itself. You
Right.
know?
I don't, because the thing with pizza is, you know, I can get pizza anywhere. If I'm going to go to Disney and get it and it's below my very reasonable expectations, that's just unforgivable.
Yeah, we have good pizza up here.
We do have good pizza here. Now I'm hungry. Nope.
I heard a
Done.
dog.
All right. So, lastly, what is something about the park that drives you insane?
They took away the great movie ride. Oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Julie. You already started.
Going first. So things that bother me about the park. They took away the great movie ride, and I understand that there is a reason behind it, that TMC was being ridiculous and wanted to have their people run it versus cast members, and Disney was like, no, we want our cast members to do it. So there was definitely some creative differences there. So I understand, but it's very tragic that it's gone because that was one of our all-time favorite rides. And I saw pictures of it on Facebook the other day, and it was just like a screenshot of Mary Poppins and a screenshot of The Wizard of Oz, and I just started crying.
No.
And then also, I never actually got to see the Osborne Christmas lights, which makes me really sad. We were there as they were setting them up because we were there for like half Halloween, half Christmas, but I didn't actually get to see them, and then they were gone. And
I was very lucky. I got to see the very last year.
well, aren't you special?
Yes, I am.
Let's see, what else don't I like? I don't like that the lake is never filled recently.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's been kind of frustrating. And then I feel like they've gotten better with the things to do, and it might just be because I kind of geeked out with the whole Star Wars and spent probably 3 hours just looking at all the Star Wars stuff and taking pictures. So it's kind of like my Star Wars day, and I got a selfie with a stormtrooper. So I can't say that my last trip to Hollywood Studios sucked, but I feel like there's not too much to do there. And it's funny because next week we're going to talk about the best of, and I have a million things to say about my favorite parts of the park, and it's going to sound like there's a million things to do, but it's kind of right now it feels like Animal Kingdom in a sense. Like you go there first thing in the morning, you do everything you do, you get all your fast passes done. The Frozen sing-along, there's a guy named Ben who plays the historian who's hysterical. We always make sure we go see him. We follow him on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. He's amazing. He's the best. But then you're done, and it's 3:00, and you take the ferry to Epcot and have some margaritas, and it's just they started to add more, but I know Star Wars Land, Toy Story Land, it will be better, but it feels like and I'm also really mad that they took away. Sorry, I guess I'm really bitter about this. They also took away the portion where you could draw, where like the little animation studio, what Star Wars took the place of, which I can't hate because yay Star Wars. But you used to go in and you used to watch this little animated short about Disney animation with Mushu, and then you'd walk in and you'd get to draw. And as an artist, learning how to draw Disney characters was always super fun. And then I'd schmooze with the person who was drawing the picture, and I got their picture too, so that was always awesome. But yeah, that going away was probably the saddest day for me.
Jonna?
That's it.
Well, on the very minute picky things that only locals would know, they have a wall there that's painted with the skyline of San Francisco, only it's not. Mike can tell you I was standing there looking at it going, but those buildings are where they should be. They're opposite sides. And I was just
away too.
I lived in the Bay Area, and so that just got under my skin. But on a more just general note, there's a lack of a there right now. And I'm not sure, even when they open Toy Story Land with the 2 new rides they're opening, if that's going to help. Does anyone remember the stunt show with the cars?
Yes!
I missed that last time I was there. I like that a lot. And so, like you said, the problem is you get there and you don't. If you don't get done at 3, and you're going, well, what do I do now? If you have a park hopper, good. You hop to another park. If you don't, you kind of feel cheated.
Yeah. Back to the pool.
Yeah.
Mike?
I mean, yeah, I'm just going to kind of go off with it right now. I mean, I know, yeah, granted, we got Star Wars, The Galaxy's Edge coming in 2 years. No, next year.
Next year now.
The next year, and they got Pixar Land opening in like 2 months.
June 30th.
No, June. It's a month away.
Oh, I thought it was July. Sorry. Yeah, 1 month away. But right now, there are literally 10 things to do. They're not counting Fantasmic. So it really is a half-day park right now. And yeah, again, it's just a band idea. Again, they like, okay, yeah, we're gonna close down half the park, and then we're gonna open it again in 2 years and have like tons of people there. But right now, there's nothing there.
Yeah. And I'm going to piggyback on that because I think that one thing that really annoys me about it is that it's the one park that definitely MGM Studios, Hollywood Studios, there was a mission statement there. This park has always been a work in progress. Like they don't really have a concise identity. What do you want to be? Do you want to be old Hollywood? Do you want to be new blockbustery Hollywood? Do you want to be Universal Studios? It's like all these different things that it's trying to accomplish. And it's like, I was telling you guys this, that I have a hard time believing whether or not Muppets Vision 3D is still open.
It is.
It might be. I don't know. I could look on the app.
It is, but the what's her face? The Little Miss Piggy fountain is like boarded off, so it's just her statue and the fountain's gone.
It's just this continual. It's essentially a construction site with a couple of rides and entertainment things and restaurants built into it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lack of identity. Now, if it becomes the Toy Story and Star Wars park, then cool.
But even then, that's not really an identity. It's just like, oh, cool, this really awesome Pixar movie. Oh, this really awesome space universe. Like it's still.
I think that they need to keep Indiana Jones at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Their Stunt Spectacular is fantastic, and that has nothing to do with the fact that Juli and I have done them. Humble brag. It's just that's Hollywood. I remember the Universal California tour and stunt shows and all that, and that's what I want to see. I want to see more about the art and craft of movies. And if it's old Hollywood, if it's new Hollywood, it's a blend of everything. That's one thing, but the Toy Story stuff doesn't seem to fit.
Do we know if Do we know if they're putting something where the Great Movie Ride was?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's going to be a
Coaster.
runaway roller. No, it's not a coaster.
It's a train.
Yeah.
I heard it's amazing. They actually showed some POV footage. I think it's based on technology they're using out in Europe or Tokyo, and it's amazing. It's 3D without the glasses.
Yeah, they call it 2.5D because it's stationary, but it seems like it's kind of it seems like it's jumping off a little bit.
So is it going to be similar to the Forbidden Journey in Universal? I think that's what it's called, the Harry Potter ride in the castle.
I don't think it's going to be quite that. I don't think it's going to be like a roller coaster. I think it's going to be still like a steady moving ride, but I don't know. They talk a little bit about it at the D23 Disney Park presentation. You can find that online from last year. And they show like just a quick snapshot of what it's going to look like, kind of. But they haven't really explained what it's going to be like.
Primarily, and no, this is something I do like about how they're explaining things. This isn't brand new technology. This isn't something that somebody somewhere on this planet hasn't seen before. I just, for the life of me, I can't remember what the ride is, but you can actually go and see that ride. If I could remember what it was, I would be so professional right now, but I'm not.
Park? Is it in another Disney park?
It might be in. I really want to say it's in either the Shanghai or the Tokyo park. I don't remember, unfortunately. But I know hardcore Disney people have seen the footage that they're using or the technology they're using, and they're not disappointed that Great Movie Ride is gone. Let's just put it that way.
Hmm.
Well, it
Nope.
remains to be seen. I mean, that would be a hearkening back really to the beginning of what brought Disney to the world in the first place, the cartoons.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
It's the first Mickey ride in the parks.
yeah.
Is it
Actually, I have heard that they are going to try and put a Mickey ride in more of the parks after this one. Because they want to actually give Mickey more of a presence rather than just to have the character walking around.
I'm looking to see when it
We're gonna
opens.
be in the. It looks like it's gonna be in the little Mickey mini cartoon car that they ride around in.
Yeah.
It's based on the animation of the current cartoon, the current Disney animation, which I like. I do like that a lot. Okay, so it's scheduled to open next year, 2019. But they don't give a month, so who knows? I might be there for it. I will let you guys know. It's a race to see who's there first, and it's called
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be me. I have annual passes.
Oh yeah. So I'm going in May. When you going in 2019? When's your plan?
So we usually go January, March,
Okay.
and then November.
All right. We will see. We will see.
So I guess it depends on when it opens, because if it opens before May but after March, then you win. But
Yeah.
if it opens after May, then I win. So
That,
I like my odds.
I think the rumor right now is it's going to open like May 1st, I think.
When is Star Wars World opening?
I don't know, and I'm hesitant to say that even if it opens, when I am there, I will be able to get anywhere near it.
Yeah, I feel like
It's
if
good
you're
you
lucky
have
enough to
reasonable
ask for
expectations.
it, like do that and run away.
I am not. I am college educated. So anyway, that was our least favorite things about Hollywood studios. Does anyone else have anything else they need to get off their chest real quick?
Nah, I pretty much said my bit.
I got a lot of food to talk about next week.
I'm
course
sure
you
do. Is it because of a certain podcast you might be on?
That might have something to do with it.
All right. Well, why don't we get on with our plugs then, Julie? What are you working on?
All right, so me and my friend Amy are the hosts of the One Little Spice podcast, where we talk about Disney food. It's the Disney food podcast that isn't afraid to send you into the taste lab. If anybody's ridden the Figment ride, you'll get that reference. We have our first vlog coming out on Sunday. We are doing a recipe. We're doing the cheddar cheese soup from Le Cellier, so we're doing step-by-step of how to make that, and then we also throw in the poutine at the end too, because you can't have cheddar cheese soup without making it into poutine now that they have it.
Yeah.
And we are on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, Stitcher. Andy, I promise I'll tell you how to get onto Google Play. I promise.
I'm also going to start looking into seeing how we can both get on Spotify.
Yes. Yeah, no, I definitely want to be
Out.
on there. And then tune in. If you're on tune in, you can ask Alexa to play your podcast, which is pretty cool. So working on that one too. But yeah, so One Little Spice podcast. Like our Facebook page, join our Facebook group, talk about all the Disney food.
Awesome. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check us out at geeksalad.podbean.com. We also post our episodes on Stitcher, on iTunes,
On YouTube.
on YouTube, yes. So obviously you're watching this on our YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe. Click the little bell if you want to get notified about our weekly ventures into Disneydom. And also, actually this summer, one of our perspective episodes, podcast-wise, we're going to be talking about live-action Walt Disney Pictures movies. and Mike and I are going to do a full video where we list them all out.
Yeah. I printed out the list. It's extensive.
It's extensive.
Is that going to happen after The Lion King comes out, so we can say all the things about that, or no?
Lion King isn't coming out until next year.
Is it Aladdin that's coming out first?
No, Lion's coming out next year as well.
They're
doing all of them. Oh, I gotta say, I was at the D23 live action panel, and they showed the footage from the opening of Lion King, the Circle of Life. It looked amazing.
I just want to point out that it's
really to be these people voicing real animals, not like people in the movie, right?
No. It's all CG. It's technically not a live action movie.
Like humans, it's going to be animals.
It's going to be animals, yes.
So not live action.
It's still an animated movie, but it just looks like a live animated movie.
So yes, so you can check us out there. Also, next week we talk about our favorite things about Hollywood Studio. It should be fun.
Yeah, should be longer too.
Yeah. So until next time, go forth, be nerdful, and have a magical day.
Hakuna Matata. I said it first.